This is John Walton, and you're listening to the Power Play Point podcast with the Blue Liner on point and Anna Knox. Here's Wilson, and on the right circle, he scores!
Rebound loose, wild scramble in front, score! Ovechkin with a buzzer beater! It'll count!
And the hat trick tonight, number 21,
Spectacular! Braden Holtby!
Hello, welcome, Caps fans everywhere, to the Power Play Point podcast. Yes, we are back. We are most definitely back. Did you miss us? I hope so, because we haven't been on because of a certain big thing, which we will mention in a little way. But well, besides me, who of course is the Blue Liner on point, who is still in Glen Burnie, still talking to you from my sort of crappy computer, from my sort of crappy home, under not so crappy circumstances. Boy, we're starting the things off really well. But the other half of the we is, of course, back with us this week, and that is the one and only Mermaid, Anna Knox.
Happy Sunday, Gil.
And how are things in Cheesecakeville, Centerville?
The Knox household is quite exhausted. We hosted 8 15-year-old girls last night for my daughter's birthday. And even with me teaching as long as I have, that I don't have students above like 11 or 12. So now that we're into the high school thing, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of talking and screaming and laughing. Okay. But for 5 hours.
Yeah, and I have some knowledge of that as well, dealing with high schoolers.
Mhm.
So yes, I can definitely relate.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
we're tired. We're tired today.
it can be and is very exhausting, and I'll leave it at that.
Right. But
Um,
she had a great time. I mean, and the girls are all very sweet. You know, if they were a bunch of jerks, I wouldn't have them over. But very, nice to meet you and thank you for having us. And then as soon as they're downstairs, the whole other language spectrum comes out. And
energetic.
yes, with the very and all energetic, dramatic. Yeah, was a good time had by all. That's all that matters. But yes, I'm a little tired.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of young ladies, and appropriately enough, this, as we're speaking to you, is March the 1st,
Hmm.
the pre-evening hours of March the 1st in the year 2026 AD. This, of course, being the beginning of Women's History Month. Well, since we had a nice big event that temporarily kicked us off the interwaves, there was, of course, something great that happened there. Our United States of America women's hockey team did take home the gold. And
Yeah, they did.
unfortunately, I know at least one friend and listener and colleague for whom that's a bit of a painful thing, unfortunately. But for the rest of us, oh, it was so glorious. Let me just share. I hate to be selfish about it, but let me just get my experience out of the way.
Mhm.
Due to the funky ass scheduling of this thing, and yes, I get it. Italy's 6 hours away. But the my wife, Mrs. Blue Liner, bless her heart, made the great decision to sign on with Peacock just before the Olympics started. The start time of the game was about an hour before I left work, an hour and a half or so. but I downloaded the app. I put it on my phone. I managed to watch most of the game. But of course, right around the time I was scheduled to leave the office, what happens? They tie it and it goes into overtime.
Right.
So I'm leaving the office. I'm thinking, okay, what the hell am I going to do? So this is probably the only time in my life I have been ever thankful for a really crappy traffic light that takes forever to get through. But I mentioned this on Sports on the Hill last week. But yeah, I was stuck at a traffic light for literally the entire overtime period.
Oh, damn.
So I was able to sit and watch Megan Keller put it away about I want to say about 2 minutes in to the extra session and win the gold. And I got to tell you, one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. It was a big combination of relief and joy because they were heavily favored to win. But you know, it's Canada, so two best teams in the world. Anything can happen, especially in overtime. But
Exactly.
when
It
she
was
scored
exciting.
that goal, yeah, it was. If I could have jumped out of my car, I would have. But yeah,
No, well deserved.
well deserved. It was great. Congratulations to all of those ladies. Layla Edwards could not have done it without her. Sets up the tying goal, and of course, the captain Hillary Knight puts it away. That I don't care what you say. That's one hell of a skill because Layla did that twice,
Hmm.
3 times in
Yeah.
this tournament. Puts up a shot that was perfect enough to get a stick on and deflect into the goal.
It
And
was, yeah, fantastic.
what a tag team those two were
Hmm.
through the whole tournament. Her and Hillary, and that was a great thing to watch. And of course, we got to give Erin Frankel her props. 99 shots, only two got past her. Nothing says domination more than that.
99 shots. God.
Yeah, the entire tournament is like 6 games
Yeah.
worth. Now, it was not without, shall I say, a moment of drama where they fell behind, of course, and the fall behind goal was a shorthanded goal that Canada scored. And I saw that. I was like, oh, God, no. And of course, they waited until just about literally the last minute to tie it.
Right.
So it was all kinds of, oh, dear God, don't let it end this way. Because that would have been come that far and come up that short because of that would have been
That would have seriously sucked, but that's what
awful.
makes it so exciting though.
Yeah, it was, and that I've been saying it here and elsewhere. You know, watch your women's Olympic hockey because they bring it. They
Yeah.
bring they you know I especially the U.S. and Canada, but you know a lot of these teams they bring their best effort and it shows. Now I get that again. I'm not apologizing for just stating a fact here. There are a few countries that could stand to have a few more resources put their way, are trying to catch up to number one and number two.
Hmm.
But it's not going to be much longer before they get there. It really isn't, especially that Swiss team.
Yeah, true.
They were they they
No
were
joke.
battlers. They were no joke at all. They were battlers this whole time, and I
Hmm.
I love outside of the U.S. I love to see them play as well. So that's but again, it's March, Women's History Month. Haven't really done anything special, so want to give them their due and congratulations, of course, ladies, because it's always a joy when when they bring home the gold. And I expectations were there, but nothing like when you deliver when you're supposed to, and especially against Canada. Um,
Exactly.
so
Take
wanted
it.
to pay them. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I said we'll take it.
Yeah, we will definitely take it. even if it's a 2-1 or a blowout, didn't matter how. Just win. Just freaking beat them. Just win. Didn't really care how. So I wanted to give them their due before we get into this week's activities. But yeah, I hope you didn't. Hope you were okay on keeping up with everything on ice. Of course, there was the roster freeze, so you weren't gonna have anything in the way of roster moves except for injuries and call ups and send downs and that kind of thing. And of course, John Carlson is still out for at least the next couple of games. Is the major deal, at least right now. There'll be something that's happening later this week that we'll discuss very briefly at the end, but we'll get to that later. But for now, let's just go ahead and get into this week's actual games. First of which was back home this past Wednesday, the 25th, against the Philadelphia Flyers, who are behind us in the standings. Uneventful first period, nothing there. So we go to the second period, 13:52. Rasmus Sandin, his third goal, and Hendrix Lapierre, the primary assist. Great pass from him from behind the net. Jacob Chikrin sets it up. 13:52. Caps take the lead, 1-0. That's how that period would end. Then they go on to the third. Noah Cates, of course, and yes, 29 seconds in, and let's not. Caps kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit here, and that would be a pattern this week, but only a little bit here, thankfully. Noah Cates, Sanheim, and Brink, the helpers there. So tie game, 29 seconds into the third, and then thankfully, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Trevor Van Riemsdyk scored a goal. Yes, a rarity, almost as much as.
Yeah, I think we were all in shock.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody was in shock at that. Declan Chisholm and Alexei Protas, the helpers on that one. So Protas, his 20th assist. He gets something else 20th later. Talk about that in a second. 14:08, so the Caps would take the lead, and spoiler alert, they would hold on to it. 14:08, as I said, in the third, and then Caps would take a penalty late, just as the Flyers emptied their net, and Alexei Protas would take it upon himself to score a goal in the magical McNugget minute and seal the game, his 20th of the season. So he's 2020 for the year. And not unironically enough, sorry for the double negative, his brother Ilya also joined the 20-goal club in the same week down in Hershey.
Almost like the same night.
Pretty much within 24 hours was,
It's crazy. I love it.
When it happened. So down in Hershey, he's having himself a pretty good year. And if, the powers that be, the rumors surrounding them are to be believed, depending on how the Caps finish out their year, might have a sneak preview of his services in a red, white, and blue uniform. But that's just a leap of speculation on my part. So may want to cheer for. Well, I've never cheered for a tank. That's probably one of the most despicable things a team can do, in my eyes. I'm sorry, but should never tank, as far as I'm concerned. But if their efforts to make the playoffs do go into the toilet, as it were, probably going to see a late season call up. Probably going to see some of the stars down in Hershey get their due for a game or two. So take a little bit of the sting out of what's been a crazy up and down year. So Protas, his goal was not only with an empty net. As I mentioned, Caps gave up a power play. So it was a short-handed empty net goal. And it's kind of a, if you put them together, it sounded like It sounds like something out of a Chinese call of the game. Hopping ball shao, soaping so not lai, ego him bang tuanzio who ego chen shaw, sheng, shorthanded empty net goal. And what I said when really bad Chinese was he takes the puck down the ice, he shoots, he scores, basically, if
All right.
anybody needed a translation. So some of my Asian friends will probably beat me over the head with something very blunt for that really bad one there, but that's fine. I just saw SHENG, and it's like I said, that the Asian in me is like, oh, okay, that's like really convoluted Chinese. Why don't I mention that? Sure,
Why not?
why not?
As only
Anyway,
you can.
as only I can. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed it. But what we all enjoyed was the win. And not exactly a great game, but it definitely showed some rust, I would say, the entire third period.
Definitely. And without Tommy, it was nice to see a win. And
It was
he
nice
needed
to see some guys step up without
TBR.
step up without the great Canadian hero coming back, who thanks to the unclean locker room, whatever the hell happened down there in Milan, came home with a foul case of the under the weathers, and could not go for this first game back. So, but pretty good on Sandin had a pretty good game. Protus, I think, it was a nice comeback game for him. Hasn't exactly been playing his best lately, so I think once they got their legs under them, great win to get. And as we all know, they're going to need all the points they can get. And we will be reviewing that as well. So that was the first game of the week. Got a break on Thursday, so they came back at it Friday night, the 27th. Vegas Golden Knights in town. This one, even as bad as they played in, I want to say, for almost the entire third period, it was still probably the best game of the week. Again, nothing doing in the first period, and then it turned into the Pierre-Luc Dubois show. And talk about a guy who needed some time off, needed some get his legs under him and get over that horrible injury. And thank goodness he did. His second of the year, 49 seconds into the second period. Protus and Sandin, the helpers there. So those two keep on contributing. So this is a great game for the second line. And we need to come up with a name for that second line, because that's the big boys line. It's just too plain. It just doesn't do it. So you got Dubois in the middle, who's 6'4". You got Tommy on the right side, who's 6'4", and you got Protus, who's 6'5" on the left side. So yeah, easily their three biggest players. And so they put them together on line number 2, and they don't play like number 2, and they all big boys. So that's they need some sort of fancy name. So you out there on the other side of the speakers, the earbuds, what have you, see if you can come up with something, because they need something fancy. Because I like what they do. They need to call them something.
We'll call it something.
Something. And then barely 3 minutes later, not even 3 minutes later, Dubois would strike again. Protus helping him out at 3:23. The snapshot on this one, I am going to call up the replay if I can. And of course, they have their commercial that's playing. So I'm going to stall while they're doing that. And gee, is it a playoff push in the NHL? Gee, I had no idea. Okay, here we go. So wins the face-off. And then, nice stretch pass into the corner. Tommy forechecks the goalie in the corner. Dubois digs it out. Oh, yes, that's right. So this is the one where Protus dug it out from behind the net. I'm not sure what the Vegas goalie was doing at this point, but Dubois was spot on in front, ready for the pass, and flips it in. I guess they didn't give Wilson an assist because it hit somebody in front. So, yeah, the goalie dumps it into the corner as all get out. I don't think Tommy got enough of a piece of it to get credit for the secondary. But Protas corrals it behind the net, flips it over the Dubois in front, and he puts it away for the second goal for the Caps. And then 14:52 in the second period, Jacob Chikrin with his 22nd. Not tops in all defensemen, but pretty damn close as I recall. Sandin again getting involved, a primary assist with Dubois, his third point of the game. 14:52, nice snapper to give them the lead. And spoiler alert again, this would be the game winner. I want to say about 2-3 minutes after that, Caps kind of decided to stop playing. Again, late in the game, and not good, not fun.
Not good, not fun. No, and how about 0 for 5 at the power play?
Oh, I was getting to that, but yeah.
0 for 5.
Oh my God. But yeah, they forgot to play defense. At least the defense showed up for the first 40 minutes. The power play didn't show up at all. Let's see. Let's go. Well, okay. So let's go back to the Philly game. Let's see how they did there.
I think
Only
that
got
was
one. Only got one chance.
Yeah, 0 for
So
1.
they get a pass there. Only got one chance. But this one, as Anna mentioned, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 chances, and they did all of diddly poo with it. To the tune of Spencer Carberry had smoke coming out of his ears after the game. Quote,
So
I don't
messed up.
want to talk about it. And if you say you're a coach and you say I don't want to talk about it, then that alone should send a message to your team.
Absolutely.
Boy. All right. Well, let's finish out the scoring here. Vegas would get 2. 227, Braden Bowman, Korzak and McNabb, the helpers. And then Caps would give up a power play 6 minutes later. Hurdle, the power play goal there, Dorofeyev and Mitch Marner, the helpers on that one. Vegas would come close and press. No late minute heroics on the empty net. So the score would stay 3-2, thank goodness. Caps would get 30 shots on goal. But yeah, kind of took their foot off the gas in the third period, only 8 shots for that period. And Vegas kind of had the run of play, 13 shots for them in the last 20. Yeah. And had it not been, stop me if you've heard this before, had it not been for Logan Thompson, it might have gone to overtime or been worse. But yeah, pretty okay game. Dubois, of course, great to see him take over, and I think they were counting on him. Pardon me, counting on him to bring the goods on his own end. But great to see him get on the score sheet as well. So this was, it was great to see. Loved that he's feeling it again. So I think we can expect more great things from him the rest of the way.
Definitely.
And then came 24 hours later, and the damn scheduling idiots. I don't know if somebody on the team insulted their mother or something, but wow. Here's another cross-border overnight thing. Go up to Montreal. Yeah. And that just didn't end well.
No.
This whole game was how much did you were talking about how much did you say you watched of this game?
About half of the first period.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
No, not when the party ended and I looked at my phone and I thought, holy. So Yeah, not good. I don't know what happened. I'm going to have to rely on you guys for this one, but too high of a score.
Yeah. Okay, so going to spoil the final score here if you haven't seen it. Basically, it was the Montreal Canadiens 6, Alex Ovechkin 2.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's Alex Ovechkin has never scored 6 goals in a game as great as he is and has been. So if that doesn't sum it up for you, I don't think anything else will. All right, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Oh, let's see. 30 seconds in. Yes, you heard me. 30 seconds in. Jacob Chikrin. No, he didn't score, but he might as well have. Cole Caulfield was a foot and a half in front of him. Jacob Chikrin decides to put the puck in his feet. Off he goes on a breakaway. And Charlie Lindgren cannot stop him. And Caulfield puts his 34th goal into the net. And if you can believe this, Cole Caulfield was not on the Canadian Olympic men's team. So, I wonder.
Go,
I
go
wonder. I
figure.
wonder. Just another. Just let me play acupuncturist here. Just throw in that needle. But yeah, Habs would jump out to that lead. Now Ovechkin would get them on the board. Thankfully, not waiting too long. Beauvillier and Chisholm, the helpers, at 13-16 with a Johnny on the spot play. Nice net front presence with Beauvillier throwing it at tapping it to him in front of the net after a Declan Chisholm point shot pass, one of those shot pass type deals where he wound up like a shot, but it was ended up, I guess you'd call it a slap pass. But yeah, very good setup. So tie game there very briefly. And yeah, after this, yeah, it was pretty much Canadians ran away with it. Charlie Lindgren made some pretty great looking stops. But he also made some not so good looking moves that led to goals. One of them was this play here at 14-19, Suzuki and Struble, the assists on that one. Cole Caulfield, again, big surprise. Suzuki and Caulfield hooking up for a goal against the Washington Capitals. Big effing surprise here. Yeah, and this one was the one where it hit Charlie's glove. He didn't close the glove or something. Forgot to put stickum or jelly or whatever he uses. I'm kidding. But that usually reliable glove that he has didn't serve him very well this time. It bounced out of his glove. Caulfield gets the rebound, puts it away with the backhand shelf. Canadians take the lead. And they would take it for good into the second period, 12-22. Matheson, wow, boy. Look, I'm not going to use it as an excuse, but I get it. You just played 24 hours before. You were on a plane. God knows what the visa thing was like, the cross-border thing, whatever. What the hell? I get it, but still, you got to be ready. You got to make yourself ready to play the game. 5 guys stood there and watched Mike Matheson skate right past them like they were, yes, human pylons. Just walked right past them and put in the goal. This was the dagger, and the Monumental guys even they all said it. This was the turning point of the game, and yeah, it was like they had all. I don't want to say they had all quit, but it just did not
Sounds
look
like
like
it.
it did not look like they were into the game, at least at that moment. So yeah.
And again, no power play.
And yeah. Wow. Wow. So
I'm
0 for
glad I
5.
didn't watch a game.
0 for 5. Yeah. I felt like after that goal, I was like, oh man, do I really have to sit through the rest of this? Well,
I guess
okay,
no.
so
Maybe I did. I must have watched more because I saw Ovechkin score. So, but it wasn't. I wasn't sitting down consistently. So it
I don't
wasn't.
blame you.
Yeah, so, but okay. Well, this obviously was a shit game, and they've got a good amount of days before the next game to get their shit together.
Yeah, and we'll go over the schedule, but yeah, there is that. So yeah, 0 for 5 on the game before's power play, 0 for 4 this time. And if you thought they looked bad during the Vegas game, holy, oh my God! I don't think in any of these 4 chances they spent more than 45 seconds in the other zone.
See, that's not okay.
It might have been one. There was one of them. I think early on, Ovechkin had 2 shots on the power play. That might have been it. I think that was the longest time they spent in the zone. The rest of the time they were chasing puck.
Yeah,
Like
like that.
like a
Well,
starving man after a ding dong. I mean, good God.
I don't know, I guess that the frustration for me is that I guess I would have expected this to have been how they played against Philly, being like, okay, it's first time back, and 3 weeks together and whatever, but not having 2 games under their belt and then going in, and Wilson is healthy and everyone else, minus Carlson, but everyone else is okay. But it just, now that I'm just like looking back at this, just looked like it was, I don't know, I'd be pissed if I was coaching this team right now.
It was like somebody had pulled the plug on them.
Yeah. I mean, and give me a
After.
break with the travel thing, because, I mean, DC to Montreal, it's probably a 3-hour flight. It's not like they had to go to Vegas. I don't think there's a time change. There's not like a 3-hour difference. It's like that kind of stuff. It's like this is what they get paid to do. So no, I won't use that. I won't. I'm not going to give them that little leeway. Yes, it sucks to play back to back, but you know what? You get paid a lot.
Yeah, I mean, no, to me, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not an excuse, and
No,
you're gonna have. You've done it. You've done it 3, 4
right.
times already this year. You know what to expect.
Well, and exactly. And this isn't a team of rookies, so
Right.
yeah.
No, for the most
Little
part.
disappointed that after all, yeah, coming back and having all that time off. This should have been maybe first game, not the third one.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very, very disappointing to see that kind of. I mean, again, I don't want to say lack of effort, but I want to know what happened, because,
Sounds
like I
like
said,
it.
it felt like somebody had cut the power,
Right,
like they were running on a generator and somebody had turned the thing off.
right.
That's what it looked like the last
Mhm.
25, 30 minutes of this game.
So
Let's
wrong.
Yeah. Let's finish out the scoring summary. Kirby Doc, of all people, Kirby Doc, who couldn't stay healthy if he had a team of doctors propping him up every game, is 8th. Suzuki, big surprise, helping him out at 1634. Patient dead at that point. Last goal of the second period. Ovechkin would get pull them closer, 4-2, his 24th. And 9/12 of his career, 9/21st of his career, rather. Um, I probably have that mixed up. 9/12, I think.
No, it's the 21st.
No, 9/2. That's embarrassing. I should have it right. I'm a check to be sure, because I'm like that. Yes, 9/21. 9/21. Yeah, because we did a 9/11 thing for him a couple weeks ago on Sports on the Hill. So, yep, that you are right. Ms. Mermaid, it is 9/21 for him. Strome and Beauvillier, the helpers on that one. that's kind of interesting. They were the best line this game, and they're the ones that haven't been broken up yet. I don't know. Um, that's the line. Whenever Spencer starts blending the lines, that's the one line that never gets touched. So
Oh,
I don't know. Make of that what you will.
yeah.
Um, and then Caps would pull the goalie a little early, and yeah, this makes the score. I mean, okay, yeah, we did it to them because they pulled the same thing the last time these two played. But Nick Suzuki, his 19th, an empty netter at 16:44, no helpers. And then Jake Evans, the shorthand empty net goal. No, I will not speak Chinese on this one. No helpers, his eighth, 18:35. But yeah, it was kind of obvious Caps had no life, even though they managed to get 10 shots this period, the third period. They had no life this game, that period anyway, because, yeah, it just, nothing they were doing was working. Um, and again, not owing it to travel, but I guess since it was a back-to-back, you could kind of say this was a scheduled loss anyway. But guess what? They can't afford too many of those because not a whole lot of games left this season. So that would be the last one they would play. Pardon me. This week, and that being, of course, yesterday, the 28th of February. It is now the 1st of March, as I mentioned. So let's do a brief rundown of both the Caps playoff chances and the upcoming schedule. Okay, so the schedule here, their very next game. Okay, and I'm going to do a little thing here. I don't know if it's going to work.
Okay.
Okay, Mermaid, can you see that on your screen?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. All right. So I'm hoping our loyal listeners can hear this, but our next game is going to be against a team that they have not played this year, but has a new logo and everything. I'll see if you can figure it out based on this. And that, of course, is the Utah Mammoth. Were you able to hear that?
I was able to.
Excellent. So yeah, if you haven't seen the new logo for the Utah Mammoth, who was previously known as the Utah Hockey Team, um, yeah, it's a giant. I don't know if you call it a woolly mammoth, but it is a giant, ancient mammoth-like creature that has, yes, the most prominent features are the two big tusks. So that if the game producers over there in Utah, I don't know if it's against the religious code over there. I'm joking, of course, but if they don't capitalize on that by playing that as their entry music, then it would be a real shame because it's uh,
It seems
that
appropriate.
it does, and that is I gotta say whoever drew up that logo, that's probably one of the best hockey logos I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Um, that's pretty good. Imagine coming in and playing a team that has that thing on their chest. That's a, a bit yeah, a bit off-putting, a little crazy to see. But that is the Capitals' next opponent, and it is back in the friendly confines of Capital One. 7 o'clock puck drop, and then the Caps have not one, not two, but 3 days off before they go up to Boston, Massachusetts, for a gasp 12:30 game against the Boston Bruins. And yeah, extended time off plus a matinee has not been kind to the Caps in the past. So
No.
yeah, we're gonna pray to the hockey gods, fingers crossed, toes crossed, whatever you all got to do. Say your rosary, whatever it is that brings good luck. Do it because, oh boy, yeah, that's some bad juju there. adding up. But they need the win, and Boston is right ahead of them in the standings. And then it's a 4-game set. Next, the week after that, second week of March, they play Calgary, Philly, Buffalo, and Boston in 6 days. You heard me right. 4 games in 6 days. So they get that big rest, and then it's all squished together. And then they get another 3-day break after that, and it's another 2 games. So March is going to be kind of a weird ass month as far as games. But like I said, Caps need points. So let us take a look at the up to the minute standings. Okay, so right now the Caps are sitting outside of the playoffs at 69 points, 2 behind Boston, who has the last Eastern wildcard spot at 71 points. Right behind the Caps are the Columbus Blue Jackets at 66 points. Right behind them are the Ottawa Senators, also at 6 points. Philly's not that far behind, so it was great to get that win, but they're a couple games behind. Florida is still within striking distance, although they may be running up the white flag on the season. Who knows? We're going to have to see what they do later this week. I'll get to that in a minute. But it's going to be it's right now it's a 6-team race for that last wild card spot. And if they don't get there, they have a chance to, of course, grab the 3rd place spot in the Metro Division. New York Islanders are sitting at 73 points right now, but they have played everybody has played less games than the Caps right now. So again, thank you schedule makers for that also. But Caps are going to have because of that, Caps are going to have the benefit of those long stretches where they don't play games, so some maintenance days allowed there. So I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. We'll find out
at this point.
But yeah, exactly, and that's their other ticket to the playoff is if they can catch the Islanders for that last guaranteed spot in the Metro. So that's going to be very interesting. Pittsburgh, I don't know what's gotten into them, but yeah, they have. I'm not going to say it's locked up, but they've got a good hold on second place right now at 75 points. But and no, I'm not cheering the fact necessarily that he's hurt. But they will be without Sidney Crosby for at a minimum at least the next month. Now he's probably going to make it back for the April games, which means he'll be. Put it this way: I will be very surprised if he's not dressed for that last home and home that comes in April against the Caps. So yeah, Caps need if ever there was a time, point being, Caps should bank points. It is right the hell now because yeah, they need them. They're only oh boy, so 62. They are only 20 games exactly, and Coach Carberry said something about before the week began. There were 23, of course. They need to go something like 16-7 to stay in the conversation. 2-1 week. Pretty good. They're on pace for that, but I got to say, if they throw up another stinker like they did in Montreal, I don't know. I just don't know. That looked bad. You can't just shut it off and then shut it back on and turn it back on again and expect it to be there. So I don't know. That worries me. So yeah. I mean, what would you what would you say? What did they look like to you this whole week?
Oh, they were inconsistent. They certainly didn't look like they were having fun, which is always my go-to. Just kind of seemed like they were there. They just showed up. They didn't show up to win. They showed up. So I think there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I think these next 2 games, with the Mammoth record being 31-24-4 and Boston being 33-21-5, we cannot just show up.
No.
Not an option.
No. Right. Because yeah, there are too many teams to get around. to worry about. And I know, yes, Alan May must have said about 50 times last night, "Oh, can't be scoreboard watching, can't be standings watching." Okay, fine. You can't. But fact of the matter is, there are 8 teams to worry about.
Mhm.
And that's just way too many friggin' teams to either pass or worry about that they're going to catch you.
Right.
It's not going to be enough to win the majority of your games unless you go on a really crazy streak like some of these teams have done. I just don't see the Caps doing it. So yeah, they need to bring their A game every time, and you never know also if regulation wins or things like goal differentials are going to come into play. So they have got to, even if they're going to lose, at least make it look good, because
Right.
you just never know. Okay, so I mentioned before there is something. Pardon me. There is something that's going to happen at the end of the week, this Friday in particular, and that is the annual trade deadline. Friday the 6th at 3 p.m. will be the last moment that any NHL team can make a move to their roster as far as dealing with other teams. And I'm sorry, I know there are a lot of you out there that would love, love, love for the Caps to do anything, because apparently General Manager Chris Patrick promised us a top 6 forward. I don't think he ever said we were going to get one. I think he said we were looking for one,
Right.
which is a bit different. So I don't know, y'all out there who are like, well, he promised, well, he said this, okay, yeah, you can want a new car, but if the new car that you want isn't out there at the price you're willing to pay, then guess what? It ain't going to happen. I don't think some of these fans that are pushing for this big deal to understand that. It's got to be for the right price. And as I've said many times, everybody knows, all the other 31 teams know where we stop. As far as what they're willing to put on the table. And if they know they can get a better, more out of some other team, then it's not. I really think that's what's happening. I think that they're they know these other teams ask for that, and they know Caps aren't willing to pay it, and okay, we're done. We're not talking to you now. We can get XYZ player from this other team. Okay, sorry, we're not willing to pay. And it's the same price every time. We want Ryan Leonard, we want Cole Hudson. And I'm sorry. It is just not worth it. And I'm sorry. I don't even know who this person is. I doubt they're listening to the show, but I'm going to call out one of the stupidest tweets I've ever seen. Somebody on Twitter said, well, I can't believe the general manager's not going to make a move here in Alex Ovechkin's last season. Like, what the hell does Ovi's last season have to do with it?
Right.
Like, okay, you know what? If Ovi wants to make things bigger and better and push his team towards the playoffs, you know what? There's stuff he can do all by his lonesome to do it, like score more goals and things like that. Okay, what does he have to do? What does this being his last year have to do? And that, I'm sorry, if that is your whole reason for being a Caps fan, I don't know. And by the way, I've heard some things about Caps fans canceling their season tickets if and when this is their last Ovi's last year. You're going to be missing out. This is going to be a lot younger, faster team that's going to be on the rise. So if that's your call, you're welcome to it. But I'm telling you, this is a team with a bright future. And if that's what you want to do,
no comment. That's
fine,
stupid.
fine, do it. But you're missing out. Your loss. So, okay, so that's my take on what may or may not happen on Friday. There are plenty of other podcasts, plenty of other shows. Of course, one of them being Sakroom's Capitals Off the Chain podcast, starring the mighty Sakroom and C4 Sherilyn Forster, that streams live every other game and comes to you midweek every week on YouTube. Just a brief little plug there. They will probably speculate on what might happen, so I would highly catch them. Plenty of Caps Chirp podcasts will probably say something as well as far as possible deadline deals. Locked On Capitals for sure. Dan Holme show. They will. I'm sure he will have some ideas on what the Caps might be looking at. So, but we won't because I don't think this is the right time, and I just don't think the guy is there. But I will say this: if there is some sort of a big deal that happens, I am sorely tempted to call an emergency all hands on deck podcast for anybody who wants to join me day of or evening of. Mermaid, that's Friday night for you, so you are excused.
Thank you.
Because a whole week of dealing with school age students is sometimes not pleasant. And I'm just the IT guy at my school. I know that. But yeah, I know what kind of work a teacher puts in. So yes. But anybody else, if and when that happens, I will announce it, of course, on the Facebook page. But I just don't see them doing it. Whether they decide to be sellers or what, for one thing, they have nothing to sell. For another thing, they don't want to pay the price that for whoever is out there. I just don't see them making any such deal. But you never know. Never know. So that's that is going to be what highlights this week. Now, I will say one more thing. And I'm not allowed to give things away, but I think I'll just say this. You are definitely going to want to catch Sports on the Hill tomorrow night, starring Robbie Gross and featuring on Caps Talk, yours truly and the Mermaid, among others. And that'll be tomorrow night at just after 9 p.m. Eastern, streaming live. And I will leave it at that.
All you can do.
That's all I can do. But yeah, I would love for you to join us because it'll be. I'm sure Robbie has some nice recaps and features in store. We've had some great discussions, great chats over in Facebook, especially about the hockey tournament. So I'm definitely going to catch up on that and such. So yeah, do please catch that and all of the other hockey podcasts that I mentioned. Catch those as well. So okay, a great family of Caps podcasts. Be sure to catch at least one of us, and you won't regret it. So I think we'll wrap it up here. Quick question for you, Mermaid. The schedule I just mentioned. So that's March. Are you going to be able to catch those two games?
I should be able to, yes.
Okay. So we're looking at next Sunday, the 8th.
Okay.
Is when we will be back to cover those two games. So, and as we always do, anybody who wants to join us, you're always welcome. Contact myself and/or the Mermaid if you would like to be on, and we would love to have you on, talk Caps hockey with us. Okay. So I will end it here, and yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back with us. I know you missed us. Well, you probably just maybe didn't miss me as much. I know there's some of you out there miss the Mermaid more. I get that.
I doubt that.
He sounds a lot better than I do. You love her and you hate listening to me drone on. I get it. That's fine.
Doubt that.
And she's the brains of this outfit anyway. So
Please.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up here. We'll see you next week. It'll be Sunday the 8th, as I mentioned, probably in the afternoon. So for the Mermaid, Anna Knox, this is the Blue Liner on Point, reminding you that, well, I once spent $500 on a limo. I found out the fee doesn't include a driver. So I spent all that money on that beautiful vehicle and have nothing to chauffeur it.
I'll see you tomorrow, Cal.
Hallelujah, and let's go Caps.
Go Caps.
This has been another episode of the Power Play Point Podcast. All episodes are available from Apple Podcasts, the Podbean app, blueliner77.podbean.com, and now available from Stitcher. Music by Joe McAllister, voiceover by Jeffrey Conkle.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Power Play Point Podcast. Thanks for listening.